Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are looking at the poem Life Sentence written by Jeet Thayil. So first we can look at the poet. Jeet Thayil is an Indian poet, novelist and librettist. Librettist means a person who writes the text of an opera or other long vocal work. He is best known as a poet and is the author of four collections. And these collections are These Errors Are Correct, which was published in 2008, English, which was published in 2004, Apocalypso, which was published in 1997, and Gemini, which was published in 1992. His first novel, Narcopolis, which was published in 2012, won the DSC Prize for South Asian Literature and was also shortlisted for the 2012 Man Booker Prize and the Hindu Literary Prize. Now, about his first novel, Narcopolis is considered as an autobiographical work. It is based on his life experiences in Bombay and New York, and it deals with drug trade in 1970s and 1980s. It also talks about poor and marginalized sections of the society. He has been writing poetry since his adolescence, and in his prose as well as in his poetry, we can see a new variety of ideas. That is, he introduced new areas of feelings and emotions to Indian literature and has often concerned himself with pleasures and pains of drug and alcohol, sex, and death. His poems also suggestively considered as brief and striking. He uses literary forms such as rhyme syllables, terza rima, ghazals, sonnets, etc. to create a poetry of urgency, intimacy, and passion. His works were splendidly structured, and Jeet Thayil has been provocative and indelible presence in Indian poetry. He is one of the most contemporary writer and he has such command of the poetic and historical past, and his invented language has such depth, archaeological richness and reality. So now we can look at the poem A Life Sentence. In this poem, the poet is the speaker, that is Jeet Thayil is the speaker, and the poem is written about his late wife Shakthi Bhatt. And the main theme we can see in this poem is sadness, and he seems to be materialistic and he blames himself for that. Now we can read the poem. Let's say you are not opposed to the ghost. In principle, you understand her needness. And let's say she is distracted or busy. She is busy looking for a way back in, but the shore appears distant, not to mention impossible to attain. So, in this lines, the ghost here denotes the spirit of his dead wife, and you here denotes the poet. So, Jeet Thayil is talking to himself, and the poet says that he is in the side, means he is supportive of the spirit of the of his wife, and also he understands her needs. And the meaning of needs in this lines is to get back to her original form. So her main need was to get back to her original form, that is, she wanted to be alive in her own body, and in order for that to happen, she's searching new ways, and due to that reason she is busy and distracted. But it is difficult for her to get back to her own self because in Indian cultures most of the bodies are cremated after the death, so it became difficult for her to get back to her old body. And shore also here denotes her body. Next line. A far off place where her former friends no longer speak her name, which is lost, and no word she hears is audible, though the static and clatter. So, in these lines, he talks about her former friends who have forgotten her after her death. She hears from them nothing about her, means in these lines it is said that, and no word she hears is audible, and it means that they do not talk nothing about her, and they have completely forgotten about her. Next line. So let's say you forgot to speak her name. You do not repeat her lovely name because your take is of meat and money. And let's say you are not crazy or bitter. It's just that you don't want to hear her say, why didn't you look after me? So in this stanza itself, here you here denotes the poet itself. So in this stanza, in the first line which I have read earlier, and now also these lines, the poet is talking to himself, and the poet says that he forgot to speak. He does not speak about her name, or he does not think about her. It is because he is always interested in material pleasures. Here meat and money denotes the material pleasures. And Shakthi Bhatt, Jeet Thayil's late wife, had died at night when Jeet Thayil was not at home. So he was filled with guilt because he was not at her side when she was dying. And the poet says that he only talks about material pleasures, and it is because he must not feel guilt that he was not with her during the time of her death. So here, why didn't you look after me? So in this line denotes that when she was dying, he was not with her, and he was guilt ridden. So throughout this poem we can see the theme of guilt and sadness. So that's it. I hope you understood the poem. See you soon in the next video with another content. Bye.